What's going on, guys? Welcome to your first video on DOM manipulation, JavaScript DOM manipulation to be precise. Today we are going to be doing a simple JavaScript project. As you can see, we have an interface here. Here we have an input and an output along with a button. If we type any value here like hey, sorry, I meant hey, and we try to submit that, you see the inputs get displayed here on our output section. You can write anything here, like I can write my name. That's not my real name though. I'm not telling you my real name. And we will submit that. You see the inputs immediately get displayed here. If I ever write numbers, it works. And here's something. If we try to submit an empty feed, will it work? Let's see. Oh, as you can see, when we try to submit an empty feed, you see an error. Field cannot be empty. Our field cannot be empty. That's an error, meaning there must be a value here before anything get displayed here. Well, basically we are focusing on JavaScript today, so the template and the template, that's the HTML and the CSS styling, was already done by me. But if you don't like the template and you like to use the template, I will drop a link for you to get it from my my GitHub repo. So with that being said, let's go straight. Okay, welcome back guys. Now here's the template that I created for our DOM manipulation tutorials. It's just a simple HTML CSS template. As you can see, we have a section here which houses everything about the DOM manipulation boilerplate. In this section, we have a div with a class called holder text, and this div is just printing out hello world to our template at the output section. And here we have an horizontal row, just a line to divide through. From there, now we have our input, the type of text and a class of enter, and a button of submit. Then the section closes. Then go to our CSS. I've already done all the stylings, and I will drop the link for the stylings on this video in the description. And here you can see you have a body color black, the color of background color is black, and the color is white with the font size. For the section, these are styling, the holder text, you have the styling, the input field, the buttons and everything. I won't be doing any other tutorials on the HTML and CSS part of this project, so we'll go straight to our JavaScript. So first, what are we going to do? We are going to declare all these variables. As you can see, we have given the variable classes, and we'll use that class to call them. So first variable will say const, let's say holder equals document dot query selector and we can just let's go back to our HTML first. You can see we gave this div a class of holder text, so we can just come to our JavaScript. We say dot holder hyphen text. Hope I spelled that correctly. Let's check so in order to avoid the rest. So yeah, holder text, we got that. Forgot to put it in brackets. We'll just do that now. Minutes. Sorry, I meant. So after that, let's just copy this. make things easier for us. Control C. I can just come here and paste that. Oh, sorry, it's not working. Oh, don't worry, I'll just write them out. Const. Let's see. What's the next thing we have there? Okay. We get our inputs. Can you say cost inputs equals documents dot query selector and let me just bring this here. You can use it that double or single quotes. Anyone use works well. You know, we gave it had a class of enter. I'm not sure. Let's go for the last one. Const. Let's just call it btn equals documents dot query selector. I do hope you understand how query selectors work, but if you don't, here's a quick one. They are used to get certain should I say parts or should I say elements? Yeah, they are used to get certain elements in our HTML. Yes, we use that. We have that dot we had no not as a class. Let's just use the button. You can see we are calling the button directly without the class. When we check our HTML again, you see, yes, we just have a button. We didn't actually give the button class. I'm trying to do this for you to be more familiar with how query selectors work. If you have a class and you are calling it by the class, you need to put a dot followed by the class name. But if you don't and you are just calling the element directly, you just put the name there. So I've gotten all the info that we need. So let's just create a local storage. Let's just say let info equals should be an empty string. Let info be an empty string. Will be an empty string. I can just close that first. Now this let info equals an empty string. What is its function? Well, this is just a local storage that will save all the data that we enter or data that we input to. We are going to save those data into this local storage called info. Then let's go down and let's use event listeners to get the values that we have imputed here. Add event listeners. Add event listeners, and what are we listening to? Well, we are listening to either a click or submit event. Meaning, wait, let's open this first. Let's open our HTML. If you are using live server, you can just click on live server to show it live. As you can see, I'm already live, and I'll just go to Firefox. Here you can see this is what I'm seeing. These are input feed. Now if you see, if we type anything here and we'll try to submit, it's not going down. There's nothing actually working there. So what we are actually going to do is that whenever we type a value here and we push submit, we want that value that we type to be pushed or to be sent to that local storage that we created. So let's go back to VS Code, our index.js minute, and we are listening for a click event. So we can just say click. Sorry. That's for click. And when we click, what are we going to do? Sorry, let me come here. Put comma followed by. I hope you understand what is a callback function. I'm going to be using an arrow function here. Then you can just say equals greater than. Also, if you know how to write other functions, you can use the normal function method that you have to write. Let me give you a demo. Like you have to write function like this. You write function, then you put your curly braces and then write whatever you're writing here. But I love arrow functions because they are easier to work with. So after that, we put our curly braces. Let's just break it down here for us to see. So what are we doing? We are listening for a click event. After that click event, what are we actually trying to do? When we click this button here, that is our submit button, we want to push what we got in the input to this info variable that we created. So what are we going to do? I just say info dot info, let's say equals our input dot value. What's input dot value actually? Here you can see we have our input that we got from our element, and we use our class to get inputs here. So we are trying to get any value that we put into this input, and we are trying to save that value now to our info. So of any value that we type in should be saved directly to this info. Then after that, what's the next thing? First, Trying was faster than my shot there. Okay. So after that, what are we going to do? First, let's just console log our info to see if we are correct. Console.log info. So let's see. Save our code. Let's save our code and see that. I'm sorry, let me open this more so that we can see what we are doing. And yeah, let me get my dev tools to open my console here. Web console, yeah. So let's say we type hi here and we submit that. You can see I on our console, so we are actually doing the right thing. So let's go back. So now we have gotten the data that we needed. You can just clear this out, but you can leave if you want to. Let me clear this out, and what's the next thing? We can just now pass our info directly to our holder, that is the holder test, that's the display side of our template. So we can just say holder dot inner HTML. Don't worry, I will explain this again to you. Inner HTML equals info. Save that. Back to our browser. Let's close this console. Let me close this console. So when I type hi and submit this, you can see we have hi here. So if I write any other thing and rubbish and try to submit it, you can see it's also working. But we have a problem. Whenever I clear this feed and I try to submit an empty listing, it's just blank and it's actually submitting an empty value. So we use if statement to check this and make corrections to it. I'll go back to VS Code. Now we can just use if statements. Sorry, if so open that up. If our info dot value. If our info dot value is let's say is equals to 0. No. We're not using, sorry, it's not info dot value. If our info dot length, that is, we're trying to get the length of the info, is equals to 0, then we want to throw an alert, so we can just write return alert. And what to do in our alert? Let's see. Return alert. And return alert, we can just, well, let's create an error here. And just say let error equals okay. I think let error equals field cannot, sorry, password to save my life, cannot be empty. so I just come here now and put the error here. So the error variable that we created here, we can just put it there. Let's actually do this for best code practice. It's always good to close your code, to close what you have written with a semicolon. So if our info dot length is equals to 0, meaning if our info is empty, return this error alert. So let's go back here and try to submit an empty space. Oh, sorry, didn't save that code. Save that. Come here, submit that, and here you can see field cannot be empty, and it's no longer submitting an error code. Field cannot be empty. So let's go back to VS Code, and yeah, we can just put this guy in an else statement now. Now let me remove it first. Oh, sorry, made a mistake there. Let me write that out again. That was info equals input dot value. Yeah, so we can just put this in our else statement. We can say else our input is not an empty string or an empty value. We can print this instead. So let's save that and hope it works. And we'll come here, submit an empty value. Yeah, there's an alert, and we'll write something like hey. Try to submit that here. You can see that's working now. So I'm done with that. As you can see, let's recap what we actually did. First, we tried to get our various elements from our HTML template. Then we created a local storage called info. We created a variable in local storage called info with an empty string. So we also created an error. This error was equals field cannot be empty. Yeah. So then we use our JavaScript event listeners, and we use it on this button, btn.add event listener click. Meaning anytime we click the submit button, this code here should run. What's the first thing there? Our info that we earlier created here, let it be equals our input value. So whatever we get from this input, let it be saved to this info. If the info.length is 0, meaning if no value was typed, and maybe our user is trying to submit an empty field, then return this alert, or you can sort of throw this alert telling our user that the field cannot be empty. Else, let the user.inner.html be equals for meaning let this session, let the display session dot the content in it be this info. Yeah, a very simple code, and I hope you really enjoyed and understood what we did here. Thanks for watching. Bye.